Ever wondered about the city that has been the focal point of history for millennia? Why has Jerusalem been so significant? This place, standing at the crossroads of time and faith, has been a beacon to countless cultures and religions. Its walls have heard prayers in 100 tongues, and its stones have borne witness to the rise and fall of empires. Its allure is as timeless as the mysteries it holds. Join us on a journey through time as we unravel the mysteries and stories of this ancient city. Our story begins around 3000 BC, when Jerusalem was a small Canaanite city-state. Nestled in the heart of the Middle East, this tiny city was barely a speck on the vast canvas of the ancient world. Yet it was here, in this seemingly insignificant locale, that the grand tale of Jerusalem began to unfold. The first settlers, the Canaanites, were a group of ancient people who established a city-state in Jerusalem. These early inhabitants were known for their advanced agricultural practices and their deeply rooted spiritual beliefs. They were the ones who laid the initial foundations of this city, both literally and figuratively. But it wasn't until around the 10th century BC that Jerusalem began to take a recognizable form. Enter King David, a shepherd turned warrior who would forever alter the course of Jerusalem's history. He conquered the city, then known as Jebus, and declared it the capital of his kingdom. Jerusalem was no longer just a city-state. It was now the political and spiritual center of the unified kingdom of Israel. Following David's reign, his son Solomon ascended to the throne. A wise and discerning leader, King Solomon embarked on a series of ambitious construction projects to further develop Jerusalem. The most notable of these was the construction of the First Temple, a magnificent edifice that stood as a testament to the city's growing religious significance. It was also under Solomon's rule that Jerusalem blossomed into a bustling metropolis, attracting traders, scholars, and pilgrims from far and wide. In this way, the small Canaanite city-state gradually transformed into a significant regional power under the leadership of King David and his successors. It was a city that was constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly moving towards its destiny. Each brick laid, each temple built, each law enacted was a stepping stone towards its eventual prominence. From a small city-state, Jerusalem grew into the capital of a mighty kingdom. It was a beacon of spiritual and political power, a city that, even in its infancy, was shaping the course of human history. The tale of Jerusalem is one of conquests and rulers, from the Babylonians to the Romans. Our journey through Jerusalem's history brings us to the era of different empires, each leaving its own unique imprint on the city's fabric. Let's begin with the Babylonians. In the 6th century BC, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon led a siege against Jerusalem that resulted in the city's surrender. The First Temple, a magnificent structure built by King Solomon, was destroyed, and the city's inhabitants were exiled to Babylon. This devastating event marked the end of the Kingdom of Judah and the beginning of a period known as the Babylonian exile. However, the resilience of Jerusalem and its people was unfaltering. The city was rebuilt under the Persian rule after Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon and allowed the exiled Jews to return home. The Second Temple was erected, symbolizing a new era of hope and renewal. Yet the wheel of time continued to turn, bringing with it more conquests. Around the 1st century BC, the Roman general Pompey marched into Jerusalem, marking the start of Roman rule. The city was once again subjected to foreign dominance, and its landscape was reshaped with Roman architecture and culture. Despite the Roman efforts to maintain control, Jerusalem was a hotbed of rebellions. The First Jewish-Roman War erupted in AD 66, culminating in the destruction of the Second Temple by the Roman legions in AD 70. The temple's ruins serve as a poignant reminder of the city's tumultuous past. However, it's worth noting that Jerusalem's historical narrative isn't just one of destruction. Each ruling empire also contributed to the city's growth and development. The Babylonians, Persians, and Romans, while imposing their rule, also infused Jerusalem with their cultures and traditions, enriching its religious and cultural tapestry. Despite the many upheavals, Jerusalem remained a city of great religious and cultural significance. The persistence of Jerusalem through centuries of conquests and changes is a testament to its enduring spirit. It's this spirit that has made Jerusalem the fascinating city it is today, a city that continues to captivate the world with its rich history and cultural diversity. As we move forward in time, Jerusalem became the focal point of religious conflicts and crusades. The Holy City, as it was known, began to draw the attention of Christian Europe. The spark that ignited the Crusades was the reports of Muslim control over the sacred Christian sites in Jerusalem. The First Crusade was launched in the year 1096 by Pope Urban II in a bid to reclaim the Holy Land from the Seljuk Turks. For the next 2 centuries, Jerusalem would be the stage for a series of religious wars, with control of the city changing hands multiple times. Jerusalem held a deep significance for the Christian world. It was the city where Jesus Christ was crucified and resurrected, and the location of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which was believed to be the site of Jesus' tomb. The Crusades were seen as a holy mission, a pilgrimage of sorts, to secure the city for Christianity. However, the city of Jerusalem was equally significant to the Islamic world. After the Prophet Muhammad's night journey and ascension to heaven, as described in the Quran, Jerusalem was declared the 3rd holiest city in Islam, following Mecca and Medina. Muslims refer to Jerusalem as Al-Quds, or the Holy. The city was under Muslim rule for the majority of the medieval period, with the exception of the brief interlude of the Crusades. Under Islamic rule, Jerusalem flourished as a center of religious learning and culture. The Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, both significant Islamic sites, were constructed during this period. The city's status as a holy city in Islam made it a place of pilgrimage for Muslims from all over the world. Throughout the Middle Ages, Jerusalem was a city sought after by empires and faiths, a city of deep religious significance, a city of conflict and conquest, but also a city of coexistence and culture. And as we'll see in the next chapter, this complex and layered history continues to shape the Jerusalem we know today. In the last century, Jerusalem's history has been marked by conflict and coexistence. A city that has seen the rise and fall of empires, it entered the 20th century under the rule of the British Mandate, a period that lasted from 1920 to 1948. The British Mandate sought to establish a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, while also respecting the rights of existing non-Jewish communities. However, the tensions between Jewish and Arab communities intensified, eventually leading to the division of Jerusalem in 1948. This division resulted in the creation of 2 separate entities, Israel and the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. The city was literally split in half, with barbed wire and concrete walls marking the boundary between the 2 sides. Yet, this division was not to last. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel took control of the entire city. The war, although short, had significant implications for Jerusalem. It left the city unified under Israeli authority, but its status became even more disputed. The international community does not recognize the entire city as Israel's capital, leading to ongoing political and territorial disputes. Despite these conflicts, Jerusalem today is a city of coexistence where diverse cultures, religions, and histories intersect. The city's modern landscape is a testament to its rich history, with ancient walls and holy sites standing alongside bustling markets and modern infrastructure. It is a city where the old and the new, the sacred and the secular exist side by side. Yet, beneath this veneer of daily life, the city's status remains a subject of intense debate. Is it the undivided capital of Israel, as the Israelis claim? Or is it a city that should be shared, with East Jerusalem serving as the capital of a future Palestinian state, as the Palestinians argue? Today, Jerusalem stands as a city with a rich past, a complex present, and an uncertain future. Our journey through Jerusalem's history has taken us through millennia, cultures, and religions. We began with the city's ancient beginnings, where the earliest traces of human habitation date back to the Chalcolithic period, laying the foundations for a city that would be shaped by countless civilizations. We then journeyed through the epochs when Jerusalem was under the rule of different empires. The Egyptians, Persians, Romans, and Byzantines each left indelible imprints on the city's culture, architecture, and spirit. This city has seen the rise and fall of empires, yet it has endured, a testament to its resilience. The Crusades and the Islamic era brought another layer of complexity to Jerusalem's history. The city changed hands repeatedly, each time gaining new facets to its identity. The Crusades, in particular, marked a period of intense conflict, yet also cultural exchange and transformation. In the modern era, Jerusalem continues to be a city of great significance. It remains a focal point for three of the world's major religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and a city that is continually evolving even as it grapples with ongoing political and religious tensions. As we end our journey, we leave with a deeper understanding of the city that lies at the crossroads of history, faith, and conflict. Jerusalem, a city like no other, is a living testament to the human spirit's tenacity and our shared, complex history.